happy Christmas week. Christmas came early for Amiga fans, as you will see in this week's Amiga News with Amiga Bill. Let's freaking go. Ho, ho, ho in the snow.
Amiga News with Amiga Bill.
Well, Merry Christmas to me. I got 2 new patrons this week, so I want to give a big shout out to Eddie Herdlickia and Pierre Fontaine. Thank you both so much for your incredible support. Pierre's been my friend IRL and Westchester Amiga user group member for probably over 25 years now. So thank you so much, Pierre. And Eddie, welcome. Thank you both so much for support. If you want to support me and join the Patreon, the link will be in the description of this video, along with all the other links that we are about to talk about. And the big news this week, folks, Chris Edwards Restoration, Dr. Chris from YouTube, has dropped the latest version of PiMiga. PiMiga 5 has been released. It is the 5th and final version of PiMiga. Sadly, if you're watching, you don't know what PiMiga is. It's one of the best ways to emulate Amiga. It runs on a Raspberry Pi. Right now I'm running it on a Raspberry Pi 5. It supports all variations of the Raspberry Pi 4 and 5, so it doesn't matter if you have like the Pi 400 or Pi 4. You know, the 400 is the keyboard version. Same thing with the 5. You got the keyboard version, the 500 Plus, the one with the cool LEDs and stuff. It just works on them all. It's so easy to download this thing. I literally set this up an hour before the stream, and my PiMiga is rocking it. It's rocking it back there right now. It's super easy to install. It doesn't work out of the box. You got to bring your own ROMs. You know, some people BYOB. Pints and Amiga, BYOB. When you do the PiMiga, you BYOR, bring your own ROM. But it's super easy. Just take your ROM, drop it into the folder, and you're up and running. It's totally free. But like I said, it comes broken. You got to fix it yourself with a ROM. It supports all variations of Raspberry Pi 4 and 5 and Intel as well, the old school Intel. It comes with 991 demos, 4,201 games, 16,000 mods, some really awesome emulators. It comes with Mac OS 8.1 with a shapeshifter, running as a 68040. It's got eyebrows. It's got Google Chrome and Firefox too. There's the cool portal that's built into AmiBerry, so you can actually be in your Amiga Workbench environment, your Scalos environment, and you can still use modern browsers like Firefox and Chrome. It's called Host Run. So Host Run lets you pull up Linux apps through the Amiga Planar video system. It's unbelievable. It's so good. We did it just a few minutes ago on the stream. We were watching the stream within the stream. It was rad. It works great. It's got Scum VM with about 20 PC games. We were playing some Full Throttle. It was amazing. 2,000 arcade ROMs with MAME. It's got a Sinclair emulator. Every Neo Geo game with the Neo Geo emulator. Atari, ST on Amiga, Magic 64, Vice. So you got your Commodore 64 covered too. If you didn't get a C64 Ultimate under your tree, no worries. Just fire up the PiMiga and Vice it up. It's got Frodo, CPC emulator, a Game Boy emulator, an MSX emulator, PlayStation emulator, and it's got tons of like amazing software. It's got AdPro, DPaint, it's 2 of my favorites. Lightwave 3D. We literally loaded up a scene and rendered it live on stream just a few minutes ago. It works brilliantly, incredible. It's got PPaint, Image Effects, Imagine, and so much more. If you want to know more, head over to this YouTube link where we got there's Dr. Chris over there.
And
there he
will
is.
Begin to write, depending on.
And he goes through the whole thing. He gives a demo, a great demo of the PiMiga, as well as how to install it. It rules. And then all the links are in the description of his YouTube video. You need a 64 gigabyte card, micro SD card for the Pi, or you can use like a thumb drive on the PC side, which is cool. And then, so do you like PiMiga? Consider a PayPal tip, super thanks, or Patreon sub. Even a simple like or subscribe on his YouTube video helps, and he greatly appreciates it. And thank you all so much. And here's the link for the PayPal tip as well. Pardon the interruption. I just wanted to let you know that since the recording of this live Amiga news section last Sunday, we have also got the newest version 3.0, of Paul Vince's amazing Amiga Game Selector. It dropped on Christmas Eve, December 24th. So now not only do we have PiMiga, but we also have Amiga Game Selector version 3. It's absolutely awesome. I love to use Amiga Game Selector for playing the classic games. It can do a lot more than that. It's got a whole workbench environment as well. I love using it for classic games, especially on my A500 Mini. It makes the A500 Mini like really useful. So I'm going to be talking about it a lot more tomorrow on my stream. This video drops on Saturday, December 27th, and I'll be going into more detail on the Amiga Game Selector tomorrow, Sunday the 28th. So be sure to tune in. And man, it's never been a better time to be an Amiga fan. Christmas was awesome to all us Amiga fans this year. We got PiMiga and AGS 3.0. Oh, baby. Y'all know it wouldn't be an Amiga Bill news section without a trip over to Indie Retro News. We got more Indie Retro News later in the stream, but this is the one that I noticed created a lot of buzz during the week. Y'all know Stunt Car Racer, one of the classic Amiga games. A fan has made a PC remake of it, or it's in the works. Let's check it out. Stunt Car Racer was one of the best stunt style racers for the Amiga and one of Geoff Crammonds' finest games. Yet what made it so good was not just the feeling of speed, but the thrill of accelerating into the sky and coming back down with an almighty crack, especially if you ended up missing the track altogether, such as on the ski jump. You can probably see why I'm just a little bit excited, as a fan by the name of Invanoid and Pitseb has released a new PC remake of the game, a new version that was originally sourced from D. Vernon and A. Copeland's version released back in 2019. And it looks super rad. Let's check it out, folks. Here we go. There it is. It's so smooth. Thank you, Retro Gaming Demo. Great to see you. Look at that frame rate. That's the one thing we were missing on the Amiga. We were missing the good frame rate. 3D Code Warrior, a great one. I'm just loving the smoothness of it, because I love this on my Amiga 500, but you know, it's a little slow with the frame rate. But I love hooking up two 500s, two Amigas head-to-head with a null modem cable. It was so good, so good. Now this was a pleasant surprise. You all know I love Anthony and Nicola Caulfield. They are a husband and wife documentary filmmaking team called Gracious Films. And if you're a backer of their Kickstarter, then you got, well, it's like an hour-and-a-half version of the new Amiga 500 documentary coming out called The Commodore Amiga 500 Story, The Gaming Chronicles. Check it out. This is Classic Game Insights. This is a product that they just released recently. And if you might notice, you might recognize that Amiga 500 and that Amiga 1000 and that lava lamp. They're right behind me. They're right behind me. The saloon is featured heavily in the Gaming Chronicles, as well as Classic Game Insights. But I love this film so much. These are great interviews on Amiga Classic Game Insights Volume 1. They're coming out with like a full-length documentary now. So we're back with a nice large slice. If you call 90 minutes a large slice, perhaps the word chunk is more fitting, of the Amiga 500 movie to show you. So it's coming sometime in 2026. It's called The Commodore Amiga 500 Story. Let's take a sneak peek of it right now. You know what's like really special about this though? It's the last interview that someone did with, well, actually it's not the last. We did the last interview with Gail Wellington here on the stream, but she's featured heavily in this movie. Let's see Gail.
As other people left, you felt, again, I use the divorce analogy. You felt like part of the family supported one parent and part of the family supported the other parent. It was sad. It really was.
When Jack Tramiel left Commodore, Jack and Irving Gould, Irving was.
I love that Gail is preserved
Jack
forever in this film, and she's in it a lot.
Commodore.
So I shot this interview with Jeff and the interview with Gail, and there's lots of B-roll. There's lots of B-roll of the saloon in here as well. There's it. There's my 1000. Woo!
My feeling
It's right back there, behind me right now.
Amiga, despite Jack Tramiel, is that is not the case. I think that they bought Amiga because it was a generation above where we were, and it was a fast way to move forward quickly. The length of time it would have taken us to develop something like that would have been years, and it gave us a jump into a new market beyond the 64.
This film is going to be great. I can't wait for the final version. Anthony and Nicola doing God's work over there. AmiPDF is now available for your A600GS, A1200NG, AmiPDF is based on the powerful PDFum engine. It's integrated into AmiBench with an MUI custom interface. It has find options added for rapid searching through documents. It's linked to PDF def icon, so it automatically opens PDF documents with a few clicks. It has now been released on the A1200NG and A600GS with the free system update. So this is cool. I know Matthew and the team over there at Amiga Kit are doing everything they can. They want to have a computer that they can use as their daily driver. So they want to use that 1200NG as their daily driver, the 600GS. So now you can read PDF documents, which is actually really important. So now you can read PDFs on the 600GS and 1200NG. Artstate Digital has dropped yet another compilation of amazing demos, intros, and artwork. It's called DZIKIE SMAKI No.05. Full fat without the bloat. He crammed a lot of stuff into this compilation disc. It's a single ADF, and it's awesome. It's got tons of great artwork. Awesome in vitro from Citrix. Oh man, so much good stuff. Great artwork from Critical. All these images are super, super rad. You can pick it up over at Demo Zoo. Of course, it'll be in the Amiga Bill goodie bag as well. All my patrons will get it loaded up in their goodie bag. See, here's all the entries. Some of these are really good too. I just love these compilations that Artstate does. You probably read about Artstate. I mentioned Artstate in Zap Amiga magazine. Look at this. This is all on the disc. Look at how good is Critical. How good is Critical? He's so good. Freaking The Fate of LeChuck. These are all on one ADF disc. Whistle and Fred. DZIKIE SMAKI. It's great stuff. Awesome Artstate. Keep up the amazing work, dude. So this came in from my main man, RobSmithDev, creator of the floating bowling ball. Rob Smith makes not just floating bowling balls, he also makes really fun holiday-themed games. And here we have it. I guess it's the 5th year in a row. We got Santa's Present Drop number 5, House of the Dead Bunnies. Industrious Rabbit, if you're watching right now, you might want to pause the stream because some bunnies might die. Santa's Present Drop 5, House of the Dead Bunnies, an on-rails shooter game for the Amiga by RobSmithDev and team. Now, this is really cool. It works with a light gun. Now, you don't have a light gun for your Amiga? Well, stand by, because we don't know, but Rob says he may make a light gun sometime in the future, which would be absolutely incredible. Probably the only Amiga light gun game worth playing. An arcade-style on-rail shooter where you play in a single or two-player co-op mode using the mouse or a light gun. So you can head over to RobSmithDev's itch.io and download the game over there.
Santa is so angry right now. After successfully rescuing all of his head elves from the Grunch's lair, he returned to the North Pole to find his workshop overran with zombie rabbits, and he's had enough.
Out now from RobSmithDev, a new shoot-'em-up game, Santa's Present Drop 5.
The House of the Dead Bunnies. Playing as Santa, or one of his head elves, in a standalone or two-player co-op mode. Battle your way through his workshop, shooting at any zombie rabbits you find, until they've all gone and toy production can resume. Aim using your mouse for a compatible light gun, making this probably the only Amiga light gun game worth playing. As you progress, the game gets harder and harder, as zombie rabbits don't always hide in the same places, which means each time you play, the game is different.
Available now
Oh,
for any
man.
2 megabyte Amiga with 21 megabytes of hard drive space. Light gun optional.
Oh my, yo, Rob Smith, you maniac. I love it. Great job, Rob. Sleigh Ride and Seek. This is a new whip. It's a work in progress game that was sent to me during the week. Oh no, Santa's reindeer broke loose with the sleigh, and Christmas goodies have been dropped all over the place. Collect them up and return them to Santa's house before he has to leave for the last delivery of Christmas. Watch out though, the Grinch and a big red truck from the Drinks Factory are also trying to find them. And mind you don't fall into a crevice. This game is the first new project to be released using my new 3D Amiga engine that was started way back in 1994. It's been rebooted for the 21st century with many improvements and optimizations. Many are work in progress, so watch out for the inevitable bugs. AGA only for now, OCS versions in the works. And I know he just sent, there's a brand new version of it that just came out like literally like at the beginning of the stream. So this is Sleigh, Ride, and Sneak from AmiSteve. It looks super cool. We're gonna play the demo in a little bit too. I love the 3D aspect of it. I love that he was working on this engine like way back in the day, and now he's resurrected it. I know he didn't have windmills back then. I'm sure some wind turbines. This looks super cool. We're gonna play this one in a few minutes too. But look at that. That was neat. This is a lot of fun. I love the ingenuity of the Amiga community. There's always new stuff going on. So Steve B, great job. I love it. Let's head back over to indie retro news. Invanoid, an Arkanoid and Space Invaders mix. It's a mashup. Put them in a blender. Put Space Invaders and Arkanoid in a blender, and you get Invanoid. What do you get if you mix the 1986 arcade game of Arkanoid and the 1987 game of Space Invaders? Probably this latest game from DJP Tours called Invanoid, a brand new game in which playing as a bat-like device, scrolling from side to side at the bottom of the screen, you must bounce an orb back and forth while destroying waves of enemy ships that slowly transverse towards you. To coincide with this news, Saberman's got a video. Let's see what you got, Saberman. Cool. I love the music. Good tune. The enemies move back and forth like Space Invaders, and then you gotta hit the ball up like Breakout. So cool. That's awesome. I love Space Invaders and I love Breakout. Arkanoid. Breakout, Arkanoid. Oh, that's a cool character. Invanoid is an experimental retro game that combines classic Space Invaders and Breakout mechanics into one intense arcade battle. The player controls the paddle at the bottom of the screen, deflecting projectiles and destroying ranks of enemies who are constantly descending. The game boasts a unique atmosphere. Neon colors, screen flickering reminiscent of an old CRT monitor, and effects inspired by the Amiga demo scene give it an underground feel. Every pixel matters, and every cycle is a memory of energy. Invanoid is not only entertainment, but also a philosophical experiment in game form. Invanoid, now available over on the itch.io. I'm definitely going to grab this one. This one looks super, super fun. Now, we're talking about space aliens, lots of outer space. We also have Attack of the Killer Asteroids. So if the aliens didn't get you, the asteroids will. This is a sci-fi Pang clone for the Amiga by Camden Town Games. I love Pang. Pang's a super fun one. And I love sci-fi, so the mashup seems really cool here. Camden Town Games is back in the news. After previously teasing the Pac-Man-like game of cat and mouse, they've now released a new Commodore Amiga demo called Attack of the Killer Asteroids. A sci-fi Pang clone whereby you need to wipe out a number of asteroids to move on to the next level, while also hoping to take out the UFO for an extra life. Cool. I like the graphics. The graphics are neat. I like the moon back there, the craters. Cool stuff. That's cool. Game demo that takes inspiration from the arcade game Pang and adds some 1950s American B-movie style to the graphics. Yeah, I totally noticed that. That was cool. The game's been created using the Scorpion engine by Erock and building on the demo provided by that engine. Let me know if you like this demo, as it's a game I might consider developing further after I finish my other current project, Super Robin for the Sega Mega Drive, which is also being created using Erock's Scorpion engine. Scorpion engine for the win. I feel like every week there's a new game that uses Scorpion engine. It's so cool. So Attack of the Killer Asteroids demo now available for your Amiga computer. This came in from Phase 101. You all know we love the AmiGameJam from Amiga Cami that's going on right now. There's a new jam, the Maze Game Jam. Welcome to the 8/16-bit Game Jam, where the task is to create a maze game or similar. You're allowed to use your own imagination. Participants must send their game by the 28th of February to that email address or Phase 101's Discord, complete with the source code in ASCII format and with the submissions requirements doc. So cool, this looks fun. Dude, I know Zuperdan's into the maze games and the puzzle games. This could be a good one for you, Zuperdan. Here's the itch.io for the Maze Game Jam. That looks super, super fun. Zuperdan's already on it. I love it. Also from Phase 101, if you remember, there was also a memory game jam that Phase 101 sponsored, and he actually made a book about that jam. So this is super cool. Here's an itch.io webpage with games that participated in my latest game jam. There's a video showing all these too. The last 3 are Amiga Vampire games, and in the middle there are 9 games that are VIC-20, Commodore 64. I also published a small book with the games of the participants. This is a really, really nice gesture. The Memory Game Jam book by Phase 101. Really, what a great idea, Phase 101. So Phase 101 is also a great streamer here on Twitch as well. And it goes into every single game submission to the contest. I don't know how many games there were. There were a lot of games submitted. He told me, and I forgot. But there were a lot of games. JD, Memory 64, every single game. Great stuff. There's some Commodore 64 games there. OSK. So that's a really cool way to present all the games in your compo. So great job, Phase 101, for the Memory Game Jam, and the Maze Game Jam is now underway. And of course, like I said, the AmiGameJam 2025 from Amiga Cami is ongoing. There's still more sponsors than entries. So if you're into making an arcade game for the Amiga, which I hope you are because I love arcade games, I love Amiga, then head over to Amiga Cami's AmiGameJam for 2025. It absolutely rocks. This one, we got some cool events coming up. Of course, we got Kickstart 3.0 coming up August 7th and 8th in 2026. That's Ravi Abbott's party. It's going to be great. It's going to be like one of the biggest events of the year, I think. I think it's probably going to be the biggest Amiga event of the year. And this popped up in my feed as well. This year, one of the highlights for me was heading over to Italy with Amiga Mom, and we went to Rome, and there's a brand new demo party by the TriStar and the Red Sector, TRSI, coming up June 20th to 21st in Rome. It's called Roma.exe. The website is super rad. Maybe this will get me back to Italy. And there's definitely going to be Amiga demos in this competition. They've got a whole Amiga demo category. So this looks super rad. Man, I would love to go to a demo party in Rome. We got ANSI graphics, pixel graphics. We got games, Commodore 64 demos, track music, Amiga demo competition, PC demo competition, and PC 4K demo competition. So I can't wait to see what comes from this party. This looks really, really cool. Up this in, Amiga Cami said there's now 5 entries on the jam page. That's awesome, Amiga Cami. That's great. All right, folks, on that note, that concludes the Amiga news section for this week. I got to head down to New York City now for a screening of a film that I shot. And so I had to cut the news a little bit short. But yeah, lots of great stuff. I can't wait to kill some bunnies. There's so much violence, so much Christmas violence these days. Oh, man, look out, bunnies. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Have a great week. A very, very Merry Christmas to all who celebrate. And I will see you next week with another action-packed Amiga news with Amiga Bill video.